Getting his own street. Atlanta City Council member Joyce Shepard proposed the idea. It would be on a small stretch of road between Lakewood, Fort McPherson, MARTA, and the main entrance of Tyler Perry Studios, primarily D. Shelter Street Southwest. There are no homes along the route, so no one's address would be changing. Perry isn't an Atlanta native, but has had such a big impact on the area since moving here in the mid-90s. His charitable acts regularly make headlines across the country. He gave $100,000 to the Booker T. Washington Band when their uniforms were destroyed by a flood at the school. He donated money and a van to an Atlanta homeless shelter for children. He's worked with Hosea Feed the Hungry and helped build at least 2 churches. Perry chose a downtrodden neighborhood near Fort McPherson to build his studio, where he has now filmed dozens of productions and employed hundreds of people. The City Council will vote on this proposal in the next couple of months.